Hi, gang. It's Patrick.
And Kale.
Coming up on today's episode, our hot takes are on fire with all the announcements coming out of this year's D23 Expo. As always, we close out the show with some quick D. All that and more on today's episode of Gays Do the D.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
Kale, Beyond Big Thunder English.
Here for it. Beyond Big Thunder.
So far beyond.
So the last time I was at Disney, Big Thunder Mountain's like one of my favorite rides.
It's the best.
And it was so hot, but we were finally under like when you're in like the barn area that looks like a back porch, and they shut it down. Yeah, we were so close to getting on it, and they shut it down. But anyway, Patrick, well, someone's got to break the ice, and it might as well be me. I mean, I'm used to being a hostess. It's part of my husband's work, and it's always difficult when a group of new friends meet together for the first time to get acquainted. So I'm perfectly prepared to start the ball rolling. I mean, I have absolutely no idea what we're doing here, or what I'm doing here, what this place is about, but I am determined to enjoy myself. And I'm also very intrigued, and oh my, this soup's delicious, isn't it? Kazuki.
I'm trying to rack my brain. I know what this is. It's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't.
When I tell you, you're going to face palm, but
I can't. What is it?
It's Mrs. Peacock's speech in Clue.
Of course it is.
Yeah. It's so good. I'm determined to enjoy myself.
Of course it is. Because isn't the soup like monkey brain soup or something? I can't remember.
It's something
weird.
Absurd.
Yeah.
Everything in that movie is absurd, but it's an excellent film.
One of the best films ever.
Oh, yes.
I have to say, I saw the stage play of it recently, and I enjoyed the crap out of it.
So let me ask you this, because I have not seen it and done any research on it. Is the stage play, is it based off of the film?
100%.
Like, is it? Okay, that's what's up.
And they lean into it, too. Like, they try to, do the fun quotes and stuff, which that part I was almost a little, because you can't be Madeline Kahn.
You can't emulate, flames. No.
There's no one who can do it. Yeah, unless you do, just absolutely copy it.
Literally,
Don't give it your own spin, but just absolutely copy it. And this actress did her own spin on it, and I was like, bless you, but just do Madeline Kahn.
Just do the Madeline Kahn.
But on the flip side, like I said, no one can do Madeline Kahn. So
no,
how do you do it?
Absolutely not.
It's
I
impossible.
also think it's so iconic that when that film was released, that depending on what region of the United States you were in, you got a different ending.
Which is why now you get all three endings.
Yes, when you watch the film, you see all of them. But how hilarious. I know.
Yeah. Smart.
I love.
So smart. There's nothing like that anymore, I feel like.
No. We all get the same ending, and it's sad. Nobody gets a happy ending.
No, I just mean like movies like that are just
so absurd. Me too. That was what I meant too. Yeah. I'm so sorry. But how are you?
I'm great, Kale. Thanks so much for asking. Things are real busy around here. I'm in the process of moving my record player from downstairs to upstairs. So I live right on the edge, You're
going to have to find a grown-up.
I need somebody. I need a team lift. And
right. Yeah.
It's true. I can't carry it up the stairs.
I mean, is the record player huge, or is it?
No.
it's like a Victrola that looks like it's in the suitcase, and you just hold the handle and take it out.
No, have you ever seen a record player before? Is this your first time out?
I've seen a record player. No,
okay.
I'm trying to think. Do you have one from like I'm not? This isn't shade.
It's not like a phonograph or anything. It's just
but if you had like a genuine record player that also doubles as like a sideboard. Do you know what I mean?
I do. No. It's just a record player with two speakers. Like, it's very simple.
Okay. Why is it not already upstairs? I'm so confused.
Because it's in the basement where I record, where I am right now. But I'm going to put it in my office. So
this is a plan that you've made, and so you've spent more time planning it than you have just moving the record player.
I spent more time talking about it right now than I have anything else.
I mean, if you would interrupt me and ask me how I am,
I will in a minute. But so the records are upstairs, the player is still downstairs, and things are just a mess. Things are a mess right now.
Were the records always upstairs?
No.
Okay, so that wasn't inspiration for cardio or anything.
No.
So the records were downstairs with the record player.
Yeah.
And you moved those up.
I know the plot thickens because I don't know.
We
where to
were
put it
not
now,
told the
now
whole
that I have
story in the beginning.
So that's what's going on in my life.
Gosh, that was a game of Clue. that was literally. It was Patrick with the record player upstairs.
I know. Well, if this is my last episode, it's because I could not carry it and fell back downstairs, and I'm underneath a record player.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
And how are you, Kale?
I'm doing good. You and I sort of touched base a little bit this week. There's been a little bit of stress going on, but I'm fine. Making sure that I take time for me, that I breathe deep, that I drink a lot of alcohol.
Oh no!
Yeah,
okay.
So we're good.
Great. Listen, you do you. You cope how you need to cope. Your life is your life. Oof. Do you know what? That's so funny that you said I breathing deep. Today, something happened at work and it like sort of flustered me and put me into, you know how this works. Sometimes you just like a really tiny panic attack.
Yes.
And like 5 minutes had gone by and I was like, I don't think I took a breath for 5 minutes just now.
No, like I know
the value of breathing is so.
It totally is, and
so
it's a weird thing because it like not trying to be too deep and philosophical. I know we have a long podcast to do, but I will say like. I feel like that's part of anxiety that nobody talks about is that you do like lock your body up and not breathe. And I don't know why that's an instinct. It's interesting, but it totally is an instinct. Like I have literally been like writing what I call a risky email, right? Which means that you're probably going to get not a great response back, right? And so and I know that I have held my breath for the entirety of crafting an email before. Just because it's like an anxious like When in reality, if I were just to breathe, it would be so much easier. But you just
100%.
You don't.
100%. Yeah. I'm so good at anxiety now. Like I can feel. I know the whole process. I'm like, oh, my cortisol levels are changing. My heart is going to elevate in about 4 seconds, and there it goes. You know what I mean? And then I go, oh, the one thing I always forget to do is breathe because that's the one thing that helps get rid of it. Not the one thing, but I can
take the tip of my pinky and put it in my left nostril, and I can literally go 140 over 90.
Have you seen those little whistles that you can breathe through? No, it's not a whistle, but like it's a little like a straw almost. That you put it on your neck. I kind of want to get one. I'm so curious. If anyone out there has one, let me know if it works.
I've seen those, and I've also seen. So originally, I think they were what I'm talking about was made for singers, and I think it's literally called the breather. But it's sort of it's supposed to sort of expand your throat. I'm trying to be mature, but it's supposed to sort of expand your throat and sort of create like a constant airflow. Like it's supposed to train you to create a constant airflow, but they say it's really great for people with anxiety.
Interesting. Yeah. All right, Tweedles, report back if you have one of those.
Let us know.
We need to know. Okay, like you said, we have a lot to get through today because we're reporting on basically the entirety of D23.
The whole thing.
Well, I'll caveat that. Honestly, it's the announcements that we felt worthy enough to talk about. And some things are on the list that we're going to skim right past and say that this happened. But we have a lot to get through, which means we're actually going to skip the news today because this was the news that came out of the last week and a half.
News, so, not talking about news.
This is true. Oh, you found a way to fit it in.
I did.
Good for you. Good for you. All right. All that being said, Kale, what's next on our list? I'm celebrating.
All right. Do you want me to kick us off?
I wish you would.
Here we go. At Andy Heath Puppeteer, a true gem. We only booked a freaking cruise on the Disney Treasure. Yes.
We only booked okay. All right.
That's amazing, Andy.
Amazing. He has it was recently his birthday as well. So I have to imagine this was a birthday present from his lovely husband.
Happy birthday. Yes.
I just listened to that song. That's so weird that you
why were you listening to listening to that
It was
song?
It was Dan's birthday a little bit ago.
Okay.
And I usually
also
play
celebrate that. We'll celebrate Happy Birthday, Dan.
Yeah, he's fine. I'm just kidding. No, happy birthday, Dan, as well. And happy birthday, Andy Heath Puppeteer. Oh, yeah, yes. a true gem.
So much.
Gem. Everyone's a true gem because coming up next is at KDevo11, another true gem.
Yes.
Celebrating being on my paternity leave and getting to spend as much time as I can with our baby. Be still, my heart, that baby. It is so cute. I wanna punch walls. It's so cute.
It is precious. I also also a highlight is that in the spreadsheet, Patrick did spell spend speened.
Speened, I did.
But
I'm spending as
I
much
did
time as I
know
can.
what it meant. Being on paternity leave.
That's right. Paternity leave.
Geeting.
Oh, it's baby talk. That's why I put it in there.
At Kimchi with 3 M's. So first trip to Texas to spend time with my best friend and her new baby. All these new babies.
All these new babies.
All these new babies.
I've never been to Texas. I need to go.
I've also never been to Texas.
Beyonce would be so
all
mad
my
at me.
exes live in Texas.
Moving on, we have, at Fun Jeff celebrating the celebrations with babies keeps on going because at Fun Jeff is celebrating welcoming our baby boy into the world next week. Aww. So much love to our amazing surrogate. This is the best. I'm obsessed with this
I'm
weekend
living right now
in celebrations. Ugh. And so are those babies.
Listen, when we are done, I'm leaving this house and I'm going to get a baby.
The first kidding. One I see.
I'm leaving this house. The first baby I see is mine. It is Barnaby. Barnaby English. Yes.
Oh, Barnaby.
Happening. Yeah. That's only because I want to wake up every day and do the out there. Way beyond this hick town, Barnaby. Okay.
Oh, my goodness. Well, congratulations.
Yes.
Please send us pictures. If you want to, we won't post them, I promise. That is entirely up to you to do so. But we are obsessed with all of this baby talk. So thank you, everybody, for sending those. But we're not done with celebrations. What
we are
not.
Next? Okay, my favorite, at Stevechu. Coconut, palm tree, coconut, palm tree, coconut, palm tree, coconut, palm tree, coconut, palm tree.
Come on, Kamala Harris.
Come on.
Can I tell you, I watched the D23. I watched the Democratic National Convention, not the D23 convention.
Oh my gosh.
With popcorn and joy and tears in my eyes. It was a real party. It was
a party. It was.
Amazing. Amazing. All right. Ending out our celebrations this week, we have at ADV Parker celebrating my mom and her continued fight against cancer. We were told last summer that she wouldn't be with us by this time, but she's still here kicking ass. And we're going to celebrate by going to see a live performance of Rocky Horror, her favorite musical, on Halloween night. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with that.
This whole thing makes me ecstatically happy. Yes.
Warms my
still
whole
kicking
heart.
Ass, going to see Rocky Horror. Yes.
This is just the best news that's ever happened.
I agree.
Congratulations. Sending all of our love to you, all of our celebrations to you.
All these babies, all these cruises.
Babies. I mean, what a loving this week in celebrations.
Yes, absolutely.
Obsessed.
Do you want me to get into a little bit of listener feedback?
If you would be so kind, Kale.
Absolutely, I sure will. At ADV Parker, loved this episode. My fiance and I are actually working with Chris right now to plan a visit to Disneyland Paris next fall. So I was taking notes. What would you say is the one thing someone who is only familiar with domestic parks, particularly Walt Disney World, should prioritize or keep in mind when visiting Disneyland Paris? We have both been, so we can both answer. Yeah.
We can. What would your answer be, Kale?
To be completely honest, I would say, I mean, I know that this is a Disney podcast, but I would say don't plan to spend all of your time in Paris. The Disney parks there's a lot to do. It's super, super fun. But to me, it's not, neither park is like a full day park. I would just say don't over anticipate the time it's going to take to do stuff. That would be my only bit of advice. Typically I would say a full day at Disneyland Paris, it's a small fraction of a full day at Magic Kingdom.
That's true.
Still amazing, and you're going to have a great time. But
oh my gosh, you're going to have a beautiful, amazing time. Yeah, I guess my follow-up question normally would be, how long are you going to be there? If so, I would have different recommendations. Let's just pretend that you're only going to Disneyland Paris, because I feel like depending on when you go, Disneyland Paris is what's going to be most available and most open.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I would say what's different there, and I think I talked about this in the last episode, is really the really special, unique architecture. And so if you're a nerd like me, just really take some time, especially in the Castle Hub area.
Absolutely.
It's so gorgeous, so open, so sprawling. Take it all in. Go into the castle and spend
an hour
at least
looking at the castle. It's incredible.
Yeah, take advantage of those very unique things. Like when you go into the castle, there's a balcony you can go out onto and look over the entire park. It's absolutely gorgeous, and the domestic parks do not have anything like that. So go take advantage of those. Go through the Alice in Wonderland maze and go to the top of the Queen's Castle and look over there. It's just all, those unique special things. You'll know them exactly when you see them and bathe in them because they are not in the domestic parks. That's right. That is right. Well, thank you for your question and your feedback. We love hearing from you. All right, we're moving right. We're trucking through it, Kale.
Yep.
We have a giveaway to announce, Kale. So last week on the episode, we announced a giveaway.
A Disneyland Paris exclusive Stitch Eiffel Tower pin.
Thank you. I truly forgot what we were giving away, and you saved the day. As per usual.
As per usual.
But not one. We're giving away two because one of our Patreon winners is winning one as well.
Yes.
So, Kale, would you like to announce our first winner of this exclusive Disneyland Paris Stitch Eiffel Tower pin?
Absolutely.
You're
our
so
winner
excited. Okay.
is at Justin_Phillip.
I believe, fun fact, Justin was the very first person who responded to this giveaway. So it pays to play.
Wow, it sure do. It pays to be punctual.
It pays to be on time. That is for sure. In my book, absolutely.
Absolutely.
I value that so high, strangely. Punctuality.
No, completely. I know that I need to be on this Zoom 10 minutes before. So absolutely. If you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. If you're late, don't come. I had a theater teacher tell me that once. That is the most theater teacher thing I've ever heard in my whole life. Meanwhile, they'll show up 15 minutes late with a Starbucks. And then, but whatever. Who is our Patreon winner?
I'm so glad you asked because our Patreon winners is at the Disney Parks teacher. Amazing. Thank you to everybody who entered this contest. If you didn't win, so sorry. But actually,
I'm sorry. You're so sorry.
Pay attention because we have another giveaway.
We have another one. Yeah,
we're just giving
Christmas
stuff away.
Over here. Yes.
What is Oprah? Is Oprah here? What's going on?
This really is the DNC.
It really is. It really is. So yes, congratulations to our Disneyland Paris exclusive pin winners, but now we have a D23 exclusive giveaway. I want to caveat this with, I have to give a special shout out to our friends Laddie and Mackenzie, who were at D23, who I challenged them to pick up a few items for Gaze to the D. I reimbursed them and they sent them our way exclusively for you, our listeners, as giveaways. So thank you, Laddie and Mackenzie.
Yes, thank you for doing our work for us.
Correct. Yes. Correct. So, yes, like I said, fresh from the D23 Expo, we're giving away a Disney Parks. Oh, dear. We're giving away a Disney Parks limited release Heroes and Villains Wishable Mystery Pack. These were dropped at the D23 Expo, and they sold pretty well as far as I know. And I think they're, like I said, they're limited release, so they're not going to make these again. And along with that, we're also giving away a Target Bullseye D23 exclusive pin that was only available at the expo. The pin is Bullseye, that Target mascot, holding a Dole Whip. It's very, very cute. But wait, Kale, there's more. We have yet another wishable and Target D23 pin to give away only to a Patreon winner. But this pack will include both of the Target D23 pins. So you'll be getting the wishable. You'll be getting the Bullseye with the Dole Whip pin, and you'll be getting the Bullseye with a Mickey Balloon pin as well, exclusive only from D23 attendees. And now
that is amazing.
Aren't we the best?
We're the best.
I know.
We absolutely are the best.
It's true.
Yes. Do you want me to tell them how to enter?
If you would be so kind, Kale.
Absolutely.
If you have the information in front of you, please do so.
Coinky dink.
What?
Yes. Head on over to our Instagram at GDTD Podcast. If you aren't already, follow us, like the post featuring the giveaway, and comment by tagging 3 of your Disney-loving friends, and you're entered to win. You must follow us to be eligible. To obtain a second entry, repost our post and tag us at GDTD podcast or add it to your stories and tag us. Entries will be accepted up until 6 p.m. on September 4th. Patreon members are already entered to win, but can receive extra chances to win by following the above steps. If you aren't already a Patreon member, you can still join before September 4th, and you will be automatically entered to win this drawing. GazeToTheD.com and click on the donate button. The winners will be announced on our September 9th episode. This giveaway is in no way affiliated with or sponsored by Disney or Instagram.
It's only affiliated with hot giveaways.
With hot giveaways.
Oh, never do that voice again. Please and thank you. Please and
hot
thank
giveaways.
You.
What if I did? I'm going to do the whole episode.
Do you know how much it's taking, like, the willpower inside of me not to just tear these wishable mystery packs open, because you know how much I love a mystery pack?
Listen, when you said mystery pack in the beginning, I almost interrupted and said, "My God, you love a mystery pack. You
I
really
can't believe
do."
they're still closed. Yeah. Not only are they closed, they're also still in, like, the other packaging that the packaging lives in.
He is showing to guys. He is showing it to me.
I don't trust myself.
That is insane. You do love a mystery pack. I feel like I would be so unbelievably so Mark and I one time tried to get like a certain pin from like a mystery pack, and he had the best time with it because we'd buy the same pack each, but it made me physically angry. Like if I buy it and I don't get it, it really upsets me. It is a day ruiner.
It's true. You have to almost like love the whole collection and be happy with every one that's in it, which is rare when that actually happens.
Sure. Yeah, they always throw in a real troll of a like an option. Do you know what I mean? Like it'll be like all the princesses and then like Miko or something.
Just a random one.
Like, like it's something so like it'll be like all these like pins with really great movies, and then it's like Chicken Little. Like, and that, I promise you, that's the one I'm going to get. I'm going to have 6 Chicken Littles. Yes. We need to do a take 2 of that soon, because recently, I'm not kidding, like only in the past month have I actually watched that for the very first time, and I have things to say.
It's been a while. Yeah, that's absolutely. Yeah. Well, a character that is just my size. Absolutely. All right. Well, good luck to everybody for entering our contest, and please spread the word. Before we head into our main segment, Kale, are you ready for this week in Disney history?
I'm ready. Are there questions?
One of them, it's kind of a question, because if you don't get it immediately, you're fired.
Okay.
And the other one, yes, is a question.
Cool.
Okay. We'll start with the one that maybe you'll get fired for not knowing.
Let's go.
I'm just going to say August 29th, 1964, this movie is celebrating its diamond anniversary. Do you know the movie?
Mary Poppins.
It is Mary Poppins. Ding, ding.
Ding, dang, dong.
I was going to give you the movie description, but I was like, if he doesn't get it, when I'd say, when Jane and Michael, then
right.
That would have been embarrassing for all of us.
I should have gotten fired, actually, had you said, when Jane and Michael bangs.
Yeah. So here's the thing. 60 years, I feel like Mary Poppins came out 160 years ago, not just 60 years ago.
Yeah. Well, it's the same. It's like, so I know Sound of Music isn't a Disney film, but when I hear every time that like Sound of Music is getting ready to celebrate, I'm like, I feel like I remember being like 13 and they were talking about how it was 50 years old or 60 years. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, it's the same with Mary Poppins. I feel like we've been celebrating the fact that it was like 90 years old since like 1989. But whatever. All
right, moving on, Kale, here's a real question. So August 26th, 1806, so 218 years ago, Kale, Henry Dirks was born in Liverpool, England. True or false? Just kidding. So Dirks was an engineer and inventor. He was the main designer of a special effect using reflections of objects onto a stage to make it appear as though the object is in front of the audience. This effect is used in many movies, stage shows, and theme parks, including most famously the Haunted
Mansion.
Do you know what this effect is called?
Pepper's Ghost.
Ding, ding,
ding,
ding.
Dong!
It is Pepper's Ghost, named after John Henry Pepper, who took Dirks' invention and popularized it after Dirks invited him to see it. So both appear on the patent for this invention, but it was officially named after the man who stole it and marketed it, not the man who invented it.
Similar to Otto Titzling and Philip de Brassier.
It's really the same story.
Yeah, it's this. It's the exact same story.
It's really the same story. But do you watch a Dirk's Ghost?
I love how I can make a super obscure reference and you get it. It really is my favorite thing. But
be aware of Brazier. Yeah.
It's so good. But,
listen, don't come at me with beaches and not expect me to quote it.
Listen, I don't know. Listen, my mom used to like, I feel like it was like almost like forced upon. I mean, I loved it, but like when I was a kid, my mom used to watch Beaches probably like once a month and like would force me and my sister to like watch it alongside of her. And it was, but I love Beaches.
I mean, as a 9-year-old, I like willingly watched Beaches.
Oh yeah,
multiple times.
Same.
Yeah.
I knew I would literally go to school and be like, Iris Mayandowski's a hand walking queer. And,
oh my gosh,
like
inappropriate. Yeah. It's so weird. It's weird that I have depression. Watching Beaches and Terms of Endearment all the time. I don't see the correlation.
No, I know. Why on earth would I have anxiety? But so interesting. Back to Pepper's Ghost. It's funny because they say that it's one of the most practical like stage effects like ever, but I still can't really wrap my head. Like I've seen like diagrams. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and I still can't truly like specifically the part in Haunted Mansion where you're in the doom buggy and you're going and then it disappears for a second and then comes back, but you're looking at the same glass. And I'm always like, how did they do that part? How'd they do that part? How do you get what I'm saying? Like it. Like you're laughing at me. This is not a win. This is really not a win. But I get that it's very practical, and I understand the concept is that we're seeing a reflection, but I don't understand. It's still like I feel like, and you have to have like I feel like it takes so many people to set it up to where like everything looks like it's in exactly the right place, and I feel like that gets very frustrating, and friendships would end, right? Like Bob, no, more to the friggin' left. Like that's what I feel like it would, because they didn't have like cell phones and stuff. They were like yelling at one another. One of them was like downstairs moving it, and one of them was like looking at the glass.
I kind of just want you to keep going.
I think about this all the time. About like the fights that happened, probably just setting up the Pepper's Ghost effect of Haunted Mansion.
I'm going to have a fight with you pretty soon if we don't move on to.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on.
Let's Pepper Ghost our way over to the main segment. Do you know what's literally in my head right now?
Do you buy a titsling? Or do you buy a is that still in your head?
It is.
You gotta
now.
Give a little.
But strangely, you're on the right path because I'm literally thinking about what intro music I'm going to use while we get into this because I have to. My brain has to go. We're not going to the news, so I can't use like it. Yeah, I'm already piecing the episode together. That's just a little behind the scenes of what happens in the.
It would be amazing if you could
mind.
use auto titsling.
I'm going to challenge accepted.
Okay.
Challenge accepted.
Okay.
I mean, we can't use it for copyright reasons, but if I find something that reminds you of that song.
Good.
Here we go.
Yes. Perfect.
All right. It's because what's weird is it's playing right now.
Boris
It's slowly fading out.
Yeah.
How do we do this without it taking 7 hours? Let's just take 7 hours.
We'll take 7 hours. Let's just take 7 hours.
All right, so we're talking about all things D23 right now, Kale. I'm really sad that none of us could be there, but we lived vicariously via Instagram, basically, on the D23 account.
All of you were there. All of you.
So many people were there.
Every single one of you.
I was real jealous, real jealous, and it was a big year to be there. Lots of big announcements, lots of. Really? Didn't we already know this kind of announcements as well? Overall thoughts already, Kale, from D23. Like, what's your initial impression of the slew of announcements that were made?
So, not gonna lie, I'm really, really impressed with a lot of the stuff. Most of the stuff that really tickled my fancy, I guess, was really like the Disney parks related stuff.
Sure.
To me, like a lot of the like film and like TV series announcements, really what they gave us was like further detail. They didn't really drop any like major bomb. Do you get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
we all kind of knew that like certain sequels or threequels were in the works. We just didn't have any context or detail.
Yeah.
And so I think it was great. I think that the park projects that they announced, I'm trying not to name anything specific until we get to it. But some of those I was like, they finally heard us. And so
I mean, everyone knows what we're talking about. When
Absolutely.
we'll get there. But yeah, no.
You and I'm not joking. I take partial credit. We're splitting this 50-50 because you and I have talked about this.
Oh my gosh!
Like,
I mean, this has been since Adam was on the
okay. Who's what?
But I will say, yeah, Gaze Do the D definitely had some impact on this park.
Yeah, Adam was all Adam.
Okay. All right. Well, off to a good start. So let's begin, Kale. We're going to start with all of the movies, TV, Broadway, entertainment section of D23, and then we're going to end with what you and I both think are the more exciting announcements, according to us. I mean, everyone has their own opinion, but the parks announcements is usually the bigger, more attended event at D23.
Absolutely.
Anyway. So, all right. Well, why don't you kick us off, Kale, with the first announcement on our list?
Okay, I sure will. So the first announcement is Frozen 3 coming November 24th, 2027. What?
So
Part
far away.
1 of a 2-part finale. Patrick says, why not just say that they are making Frozen 3 and Frozen 4?
I don't get it.
I don't either. But it makes me wonder if maybe they're, because it's interesting that they wouldn't say that. So I'm wondering if they're implying that there's going to be a third film and then a series, or a third film and then, but who knows?
I don't
understand.
I don't understand.
So Josh Gad and Dina Menzel have confirmed their participation in the threequel, but while Kristen Bell has confirmed in interviews that Frozen 3 is happening, she has not confirmed her involvement, which
very strange.
It's very strange, and I will not lie, I will be thoroughly disappointed.
Yeah.
Like, I will 100%. Be crushed.
I'll be crushed for a couple of reasons. Like, what? I don't understand.
Same.
Like, on Disney's part. But if it's her part going, I need more money, then I'm also disappointed on her behalf. Because
for sure.
Come on. I don't know. I get it. People need to get paid what they deserve, for sure. But I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It disappoints me when people do that.
Absolutely. It does me too. But, maybe she's just, playing coy. Maybe it's, maybe nobody's just like asked her flat out. Hold on. Should we call her? You want to call Kristen?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, Patrick, what is next?
Thank you so much for asking. We have the announcement that Hoppers is coming to theaters on March 6th, 2026. So Hoppers will follow the story of Mabel, who unexpectedly finds herself in the body of a robot. Oh, wow, Kale. Of a robot beaver. And Kale says, if I had a nickel... ... for every time you were in the body of a robot beaver.
A robot beaver.
Yeah, same girl. Same. So this movie will be starring Bobby Moynihan and John Hamm. Obsessed with both of those. I think that's awesome.
Same. I do too. I will say that this is, but typically, I mean, think about it this way. If you told someone the plot of Emperor's New Groove, you would have been like, what? And so I don't want to knock it yet, but I will say it's a super intriguing concept. I think it's an interesting choice of a film.
Yeah, for sure. And I love that it's an original idea as well.
Absolutely.
And
we need more of those.
Yeah, we should say it's from Pixar, so that's why it's an original idea, because they tend to do more original movies.
Yeah, Pixar says we ain't copying nothing.
They have it on lock. All right, moving on, Kale, what's next?
Pixar's first television series, Win or Lose, coming December 6th, 2024. Win or Lose, Pixar Animation Studios' first ever original series, follows the intertwined stories of 8 different characters as they each prepare for their big championship softball game. The series reveals what it actually feels like to be in the shoes of each character, the insecure kids, their helicopter parents, even a lovesick umpire, with incredibly funny, very emotional, and uniquely animated perspectives, directed, written, and executive produced by Carrie Hobson, who was responsible for Elemental, Lightyear, Turning Red, Toy Story 4, and Michael Yates, responsible for Soul and Turning Red, and produced by David Lally, Inside Out, Finding Dory, Coco, and The Good Dinosaur. Win or Lose begins streaming on Disney Plus December 6th, 2024.
I love this. I'm excited. I'm surprised this is the first television series by Pixar. That seems strange to me.
Same, because isn't there Monsters at Work?
Yeah, so I guess I'm confused. I guess maybe they're just calling that Disney and not Pixar. I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. Like, you know how Disney has Walt Disney Studios and then Disney Animation Studios, and there's like, so this says Pixar Animation Studios. So it makes me wonder: is Monsters at Work a different offset of? Do you get what I'm saying?
Right. Or if they're meeting like the first like original series that's not like a spin-off of something else.
I bet you're right.
Interesting. I like this idea. It almost sounds like Inside Out, only the people instead of the emotions.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Very much so.
Very excited about that. Well, speaking of Inside Out.
I know.
There's also an Inside Out series coming to production in 2025 called Dream Productions. So this is a streaming series based on Inside Out, which is currently in development at Pixar. Soul co-creator Mike Jones will develop the series. The series, titled Dream Productions, takes place between Inside Out and Inside Out 2, and it'll focus on the production studio where Riley's dreams are created. No word yet on a voice cast, but Dream Productions will premiere, as I said, on Disney Plus in 2025. Interesting.
Let me tell you what I want so bad from this.
Great.
I want this so badly to be mockumentary style. Like, I'm not kidding. I think it would be absolutely adorable if it was like the camera guy and then like the director and like all, like and like the inner workings of like every night when Riley goes to bed. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
I love that. It's like I like Office style kind of sort of, and they have like interviews with the people. Yeah.
Yes, I would like the floating head. Like absolutely.
That sounds super funny. I like that. Well, I mean, we don't have long to wait. It comes out next year, so clearly they're already hard at work on it.
That's long to wait. A year is long to wait.
I know. Which is why when Frozen 3 comes out in 2027, we'll be 1,000 years old by then.
God, 2027, it does sound so far away.
So far away.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Moving on.
Yes.
We have Toy Story 5 coming out June of 2026. In Toy Story 5, the beloved toys face their biggest challenge yet as technology starts to dominate children's imaginations. Pixar has revealed that Woody, Buzz, and their friends will confront the impacts of this technological shift in their new adventure. Toy Story 5 will be written and directed by Andrew Stanton, who wrote WALL-E, Finding Nemo, Finding Dory, A Bug's Life, and all of the Toy Story movies thus far.
How do you feel about this? Toy Story 5?
So here's the deal. I think I truly thought, I know that people had sort of not adverse, but like I guess it was polarizing, the reaction to Toy Story 4.
Sure.
I actually thought it was the perfect way to end it. Like a perfect ending. Yeah. It's interesting to me that like they're all supposed to be back. So like, are we seeing like another Woody doll? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, is it a different version of a Woody doll, which would devastate me? But also, it wouldn't make sense for him to come back. And so it's like I don't know.
Yeah.
This is what I mean. Obviously, I will definitely go see it. I'm a diehard Toy Story fan.
Yeah.
But I will say I think it's an interesting choice.
Yeah.
Especially considering they talked up so much that Toy Story 4 was it for Toy Story.
Kind of. Yeah. I don't know how I feel. I'm interested in the storyline. I think it's a very smart storyline, but I'm wondering,
completely.
Like, couldn't they have just done that storyline with a different franchise? I don't know, but
sure. And also that this concept of like electronic toys replacing like physical toys, that's not specific, like really new. That also could have been the plot to Toy Story 4. Do you know what I mean? Like, like it's interesting that it's now.
Yeah.
But
and I mean, unless things have been announced that I have not seen or read into, they aren't saying who's coming back for this movie either, which is fascinating to me. Usually, like at D23, they have like, you know, Tim Allen on stage announcing whatever. And as far as I know, that didn't happen. And so I'm interested, like you said, is it a different version of that toy? And so it'll be a different voice actor. I don't know. Which, again,
I will flip the table.
I'm
telling you, if I am in the theater and Woody opens his mouth and it's and it's like Colin Hanks, or what's the other one? What's the other one that what's the other Hanks boy?
It doesn't matter. He's irrelevant.
Yeah. Oh, gosh, I promise you, I will rip a seat in half.
Yeah. Fair enough. Okay, moving on. We have Incredibles 3 that was announced.
Yes.
But however, after it was announced, there was absolutely no set release date for Incredibles 3, only that the movie was happening. Not much of a surprise. But we do know that Brad Bird is heading up the team who did the other two Incredibles.
Yes.
And it's just, a Pixar god, basically. But incredibly, no additional details are available.
Absolutely none.
So-
But I do have to say, to me, so far with The Incredibles, they've nailed it twice.
Yeah.
I think that there's definitely more story here. I'm excited for this one.
I am a diehard Incredibles fan.
Same.
I think give us more Incredibles. I was really
Yes.
sad that the little Incredibles land didn't explode in Walt Disney World. I thought it was going to be a lot bigger, but we get what we get. Maybe it will now because Incredibles 3 is coming out. Who can say?
Yes, hopefully. Pixar's Elio has a new release date. Elio is scheduled to be theatrically released in the United States on June 13th, 2025 by Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures. It was originally scheduled to be released on March 1st, 2024, but in October 2023, the film was delayed due to the SAG-AFTRA strikes. Cast includes Zoe Saldana, Jonas Kilbrebe, America Ferrera, and Jamila Jamil.
I love this cast, specifically Jamila Jamil. I love her so much.
Same.
She can do no wrong, in my opinion.
I agree.
Thank you so much. What is this movie about? It has been
really don't
in production.
I really don't know.
For
Forever.
87 years. It feels like.
I remember seeing the first picture pre-COVID. The first picture we saw of it was pre-COVID.
I think you're right. Yeah,
it was. I'm serious.
Talking about yeah. Crazy. I mean, it looks like the images they're giving us, and the very little amount. It all looks really incredible. So I have high hopes for it, and it's Pixar. High hopes for that. It looks very diverse. It looks like an original, really unique story. But I have no idea what it is or if it's ever actually coming out. Apparently, it's coming out though, as you said, on June 13th, 2025. Remains to be seen. Moving on, guests at D23 were treated to a new song from Moana 2 called We're Back, sung live at D23 by Ali'i Carvalho. They also got a first look at the new trailer for the film. So the film is set 3 years after the original movie. Moana journeys to the far seas of Oceania after receiving an unexpected call from her wayfinding ancestors. Moana's sister, who will now be 3 years old in this new movie, will also play a big role in the film alongside Maui, Heihei, and Pua. Moana 2 comes out in theaters this November 27th. We've gone back and forth on this on Moana 2, whether or not we need it. I mean, it's gonna. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be beautiful.
It is.
For sure.
It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be great. Yeah. My whole thing is I just wish that there wasn't concurrent productions of a live action and an animated sequel at the same time.
Ill-timed.
It does very much so. But I think that this will be. I think it'll be good. I want to go to whoever is in charge of these release dates and shake them, because if they think that they're going to make any money compared to Wicked, I don't get it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
It seems. I mean, it has to be. They're just making a play for money by releasing a couple of movies at the same time, around trying to steal some money away from Wicked. I don't know, but
oh well. Zootopia 2. Coming out November 26th, 2025. A trailer for Zootopia 2 has been released. And what? Did you see this trailer?
I did, but it was like a weird, somebody had filmed it at D23.
Yeah.
So it wasn't exact. So I was like, is this real? I don't know if I'm.
No,
real
it's
life or
real.
not.
It's real, but it's real weird.
It is. It is
so
weird.
But it's interesting because every time that I watch Zootopia, which I actually watch a lot, I won't lie, I'm a big fan of Zootopia. You and I've talked about this before, and it doesn't seem like stereotypical Disney. It always seems like it has a bit of like DreamWorks or something mixed in with it. But I do enjoy Zootopia. Yeah. But I've always wondered where the sea creatures lived, because we don't see a single, here's Zootopia, all of these animals, and we don't see a single, other than like an otter.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
We don't see like a single, like fish or dolphin or like anything like that. And so I think the trailer was sort of introducing us to that. But what a weird trailer.
It was very
strange.
Pretty bizarre.
You're not super crazy about Zootopia, are you? We've talked about this before, I think.
It's not my favorite. I
Yeah.
like it. It's just not my favorite. I don't know. And I think it has to do with Ginnifer Goodwin. I'm not a
You've
big fan
said
of hers.
this before. Yeah. You're not.
I can't separate her voice from the character.
Jennifer
And so-
Badwin.
Yeah, exactly.
Jennifer Good Lose.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
No plot details have been released yet beyond the introduction of a new character, Gary the Snake, played by Oscar winner Ke Huy Quan.
I am obsessed with him. He is
Same.
the most adorable.
I know.
Seemingly kind person. What if he's just a real monster in real life, though? I hope
He's
that's
like,
not the case.
F you, get me a latte. Yeah. Like that's
Just flips tables and punches people in the throat all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
No,
but you know what?
I
Earned it.
think that I think he's probably like the best person to have as a neighbor.
Yes.
Like for real.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. I hope it's a good movie. I don't know. Good luck to you, Zootopia, too.
Yep.
People are going to come for me for that. I don't care. All right.
I don't think that's an incredibly popular film.
I don't know. It's pretty big. It's.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a whole land built after it. So Disney invested a lot of money into it.
You're not wrong. Yeah.
Okay, so moving on, we have more information for the live-action remake of Snow White. So the trailer for Snow White dropped, and turns out Disney is a big, huge liar. Because if you'll all remember, just a year or so ago, Disney reported that they would be replacing the dwarves with these magical woodland creatures to avoid offensive stereotypes. But this new trailer appears to have all 7 of those offensive stereotypes front and center. So what happened here, Kale? I'm not sure. Are they just hoping fans forgot about their promise that they wouldn't be dwarfs, or are they planning to not use the language dwarf or the words dwarfs, or
Yeah.
because they're not in the title for sure, but they are very clearly reanimated versions of the 7 dwarfs. Am I wrong?
Yeah, no, you are. Here's the deal, and I've said
I am?
this.
I said, am I wrong? And said, yeah,
No,
you
no,
are.
You're sorry. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I thought you were asking if you're right.
You're just ready
But-
to call me wrong at all
No,
times.
here's the deal, and I feel like I've been the person on this podcast who has said from the time they announced this, I just wish they wouldn't do it. Do you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, I just wish they would not make this film.
Same.
But here it is. But, and this is just me recapping. This is not an opinion. I don't know if my opinion really should matter on this because it's not something that I've lived in my life, right?
Yeah.
But I do know that when the live action adaptation was announced, originally there was a call for the 7 characters to be reimagined. And then when those characters were reimagined, it sort of seemed like another community, was very offended by that. Why not cast people in these roles who fit this description and who are able to play this role authentically, right?
Sure. Yeah.
And then it seemed like Disney released a promo photo that showed these 7 characters reimagined, and then there was a little bit of outcry because of that, and then all of a sudden they showed us this picture of all of those characters now animated, and so it seems like now both sides are kind of upset. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I just wish they would steer clear of this one. I do.
Yeah. And I if I remember correctly, right, it was Peter Dinklage who sort of started the spark in all of this of just saying, can we stop just
Correct.
Like
Yes.
our community is not to be represented by dwarfs, like, you know what I mean, in this
yes,
term, and not everybody
absolutely.
likes it. And
Right.
It's a
Yes.
it's a mess. This whole conversation is a mess.
Absolutely. And then just contrary wise, there were other members of that same community who said, but we also are working actors. We need jobs.
Sure, of
right?
course,
This is an opportunity to literally cast 7 of us at once, right?
Yes, yeah.
And so, I don't know. My opinion on this shouldn't be considered valid, and therefore I don't really have one, right? But
and yet here we are 10 minutes later
talking about it. I know. No, but it's just,
kidding.
my overall opinion would just be, I just wish that they would leave this one alone. It's a holy movie because it's the one that started it all. I get it.
That's what I was going to say.
understand that There's a lot of outdated, there's a little bit of misogyny, and there's this and that, and it's not super, feminist, and I understand all of that. It was a different time and a place. I just wish they would leave this one alone.
I agree.
Let it lie. But
for many reasons. But I mean, Disney has, I guess, 7 explanations.
They don't listen
to
me.
Us.
They literally don't listen to me.
Okay.
They leave me on red all the time.
That's right. So Snow White and her 7 companions, we'll call them, will head to theaters in March 21st, 2025. Tweedles, let us know. What do you think? What's your opinion on this whole debacle?
Yes, please let us know.
Please.
All right. D23 goers got a first look at Lilo and Stitch, the live action remake. Are you excited? I thought you were going to go crazy when I said no.
I'm on the fence about this movie. I have to be honest with you.
Interesting. Okay, well, let me finish, and then we will discuss.
Yep.
Okay. Nothing new was released about the film beyond this first look at Stitch himself. Lilo and Stitch opens the summer of 2025. This is also one that we've been hearing about for, it seems like 10 years now.
For centuries. Centuries. Here's what I'll say. I think I'm pleased with the animation of this Stitch. It's I feel like they stayed true.
I thought they were going to go nuts, to be honest. Yeah. I really did.
They made some subtle adjustments to the way it needs to look in a live action world, for sure. It looks fine. I just don't think we need this movie.
We absolutely don't need the movie.
Lilo and Stitch is such a good movie. It's a classic movie. It doesn't need to have a live action version. That's
absolutely. I will agree.
Yeah. So again, let us know what you think, Tweedles. That's my hot take on it, though. All right, we are moving on into Star Wars territory, your favorite topic, Kale. So we got the first trailer for Star Wars Skeleton Crew, which premiered on stage at D23. The story appears to be a coming-of-age story set in the New Republic era, which basically is anytime after Return of the Jedi, I guess, is the New Republic era, up through kind of the newer movies. It's got very Goonies in space vibes. That's why I pulled from the trailer, and it has Jude Law in it. So it looks cute. 2 episodes of Skeleton Crew will premiere on Disney Plus this December 3rd, 2024. So you don't have to wait very long.
What on earth makes you think that this is up my alley?
I was kidding. You do not like Star Wars necessarily.
You said it so convincingly. I was like, he is dead wrong.
I'm really good at gaslighting, for sure.
You are. No, I actually don't dislike. I would prefer Star Wars actually over Marvel.
Yeah.
But yeah, I enjoy it. I won't say a lot of it makes super sense to me, but I could tell you every piece of lore with Pirates of the Caribbean, and most people can't stand those movies. So.
Oh, I don't know. Most people? I don't think you're right about that. But there is
I think so.
There are some people who don't care too much.
Yes.
All right.
Andor Season 2 details. It was announced that Andor Season 2 will air on Disney Plus in 2025. Season 2 will wrap up the Cassian Andor story, which will likely take him up to the beginning of where Rogue One begins. Diego Luna, Forrest Whitaker, and Orson Krennic will all return for Season 2.
Full confession, I have not seen Andor Season 1, so I
didn't either.
Very little to say about that.
I didn't either. I tried to read it all as if I sort of knew. But
I know, we're terrible. Terrible. But I will say this is the one series of a lot of Star Wars series that people actually tend to really love Andor.
Yeah.
So, I need to sit down and watch it for sure.
Same. I would give it a try.
And Rogue One is definitely, if not my favorite, one of my favorite Star Wars movies. So I definitely need to watch this one. All right. Moving on. That was kind of all for Star Wars. We are now in Marvel territory. So the cast of Ironheart came on stage to reveal a few new images from the upcoming show on Disney+. Cast includes Dominique Thorne as Riri Williams, a.k.a. Ironheart, Anthony Ramos as Parker Robbins, a.k.a. The Hood, and Letitia Wright as Shuri, a.k.a. the new Black Panther. The new series is expected to debut sometime in 2025. I love when they say that, sometime in 2025. You have no idea when in 2025? Just anytime in 2025. Looks fun. I like this new character. I like the continuation of Iron Man. I think this is going to be a fun show.
I think so too. I won't be watching it, but I hope that you all have a blast.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Now, this one I will be watching. We got
the entire world will be watching this with you.
Mm-hmm. We got a full trailer, finally, for Agatha All Along, which is coming September 18th, 2024. The newest trailer for Agatha All Along dropped at D23. We now know a little more about the plot, which shows Agatha on a journey with a new coven to get her powers back. The 2-episode premiere will drop on Disney Plus this September 18th. Word on the street is there is another WandaVision spinoff in the works with Paul Bettany as Vision.
Very exciting. This series looks so gay. It looks so gay.
Oh, they know what they're doing.
I'm
they
obsessed
know.
with it.
They know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So, any guesses on like so? In my opinion, it looks like they're going through like the way WandaVision went through like different television series eras. That they're going through different horror movie eras in this one. But I don't. I mean, it's hard to really know. But
yeah, or it would be cooler if it was like The Munsters, Bewitched, I Dream, like supernatural shows like that, like Dark Shadows. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that would
interesting.
But sorry, they won't hire us. I don't know why.
I wonder. Like a lot of the images they're showing are very direct, like Exorcist direct. Like it's clearly that. Like
it's
how they get around
so.
it. If it's like they're in parody territory, and so they can use those images for free. I don't know, but I can't wait. And we don't have much longer to wait. I'm very excited about this.
We don't.
Okay, so that wraps up sort of movies and TV, and now we have a few theatrical releases to talk about. Yes. First of which I'm very excited about. I love when they do these things. So moving on to these Broadway shows, Disney announced that the filmed version of the Broadway musical Frozen will be coming to Disney Plus sometime in 2025. I have to believe it's going to be around Christmas time, but that's just me. Yeah. This version of the filmed stage adaptation of Frozen, that's a weird thing to say, stars Elizabeth Barks, which likely means it was filmed at London's West End production of the show because she's currently playing Elsa there.
Well, she's not because it's closed.
Oh, well, she was. Yeah, she was at the time. She was the last one to play Elsa. That's what I mean. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah. So I'm a big fan of this stage adaptation of the show. I think it's very well done.
It's fun.
I took my niece, my sister to see it. We had a great time. I also have to say, as a theater kid who when I was a kid, it wasn't always easy to get tickets to a professional show. Or I relied on seeing these live recordings on TV of Into the Woods, of Sweeney Todd, of all of them.
Girl, even on YouTube as bootleg versions. Not that you should do that. Yeah.
No, it's illegal. But but you know what I mean. I remember like recording them on VHS tape and watching them over and over again.
Yeah.
Stuff like this, we need to make this more common. That these shows are accessible to children who want to see them.
Yeah.
Theater is a huge proponent in culture and the shaping of someone's person.
Well, and not only that, it'll get people excited at an early age to then go see theater.
Yes. And I know that like the whole point is, we want people to buy a ticket to see it. I promise you I'm probably more likely to buy a ticket if I've already seen a filmed version and liked it. Right?
Sure, yeah.
Promise you. Promise you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
well, the other smart thing about this is that this gives us, if they release it in 2025, it like gives us one more Frozen thing to be obsessed over while we wait for the new movie to come out.
While we wait 80 years until 2027.
But it makes it just 2 years away then instead of 3 years away. So yeah, I don't know. It's smart. Good timing. Well done. Disney knows what they're doing sometimes.
Also, speaking, I know we've talked about theater. We've talked about Kristen Bell too. Do you remember that show? What was it called? The one that it was like a Disney Plus like debut show. The one where she would go to the high schools and
sure, yeah.
What was it called?
I can't.
I wish they would do another season of that so much because I loved it. That was so
fun. Of like adults who were in a production of a show in high school and they went back and redid the production.
Yes, it was so good.
That was adorable. I cried every single episode.
It was so they need to do that again.
Yes, please.
We have The Greatest Showman stage adaptation, which they have been talking about for a while.
Yeah.
It is in the works with Disney Theatrical. Zero additional information other than it's currently in the works.
Yeah,
so,
it's no idea when to expect this, where to expect it. Apparently it's going to Broadway. I'm not really sure.
We are pretty, I would be willing to bet money that song, This Is Me, is in it. Maybe never enough.
Who can say?
Right. But we don't know.
Who can say? There is an online campaign right now to cast Jeremy Jordan as the lead character in this, which makes sense because when they were doing sort of the pitch for the movie, he stood in for Hugh Jackman at the time as his singer because he was on vocal rest or something, and he would be incredible in this. So I fully support Jeremy Jordan.
Hugh Jackman has never sang hard enough to need vocal rest. What song did Hugh Jackman slap hard enough into where he needed vocal rest?
Oh, moving on. All right.
Not even Valjean's soliloquy, but we can go.
Moving on. So Disney Theatrical Group also confirmed the opening of a newer production. So they've already done it before, but this is Disney's newest production of Hercules. So the show will open in London's West End at the Theatre Royal Drury Lane in summer of 2025. That's the most British thing I've ever heard of.
Yes.
Royal Drury Lane.
Oh, yeah. They're all called, like
it doesn't
Royal
get more
Drury
British than
Lane,
that.
the Jamie Dodger Theater.
Obsessed with that. So the show is directed and choreographed by Casey Nicholaw, who won the Tony for Best Direction for the Book of Mormon. Book of Mormon, Kale. He also was nominated for Tonys for his works on The Drowsy Chaperone.
I love Drowsy Chaperone.
So good. Aladdin. Something Rotten, Mean Girls, The Prom, Spamalot, and Some Like It Hot.
Nice.
Yes, the show will also have a new book written by both Robert Horn, who also won a Tony for writing the book for Book of Mormon. He also wrote Shucked. And then also the other writer of the book will be Kwame Kwei-Armah, who is only the second Black Briton to have a play staged in the West End. And he was also the very first Black Briton to head a major British National Theatre when he took directorship of the Young Vic Theatre in 2018. So a powerhouse.
Very nice.
A powerhouse working on this. Very exciting.
That's amazing.
Yeah, very, very exciting. I am already like, do I need to take a trip to London in 2025 to see this? I think I do.
Let's go to London.
I'm into it. I'm already into it.
All righty.
Okay, well, that wraps up Disney Entertainment, Kale, and we're trucking right along. All right. And now we have
right along.
Oh, thanks, Muppets. We have parks announcements to get through.
Okay.
Buckle up, everybody. We're going to have some things to say.
It's my turn.
It is your turn.
All right. Here we go.
Let's do it.
Villains Land at Magic Kingdom. Starting with maybe the biggest announcement coming out of D23 that got fans' attention is the announcement of a Villains Land coming to Magic Kingdom. This had sort of been teased at the 2022 D23 event where we heard about a blue sky project called Beyond Big Thunder. Concept art included a Coco-themed area, an Encanto area, and a hint of a villain's area. It now looks like they are moving fully into just a villain's land that will indeed live just beyond where Big Thunder currently is. As of right now, the land is slated to include 2 major attractions, dining, and shopping. We don't know much beyond that, no release date, and no official title of the land. This will be the first expansion to Magic Kingdom since Mickey's Birthday Land was built out, which is now home to the expanded Fantasyland, and it will likely be the largest expansion to Magic Kingdom since it opened.
I mean,
I'm ready. My body is ready.
Well, will we even be alive once this land opens? Who can say?
I will be.
I'm freezing myself right now, so they can thaw me.
I'm about to join him underneath the mansion.
Man alive. But there's no... literally, who can say when construction is? There's nothing available right now other than it's happening, and
nothing.
Some concept art, which usually changes. You never really know, but
concept fart. I know.
Wow! But exciting. I mean, this sort of blew up the internet that they officially announced it.
Yeah. This is going to be amazing.
I mean, people have been dreaming about this and pretending that it's been happening for a long time and creating their own versions of it in their heads, and now it's actually happening. So it's very exciting. This is what Disney magic looks like in real life.
Absolutely.
You know?
I agree.
Yeah.
Beyond Big Thunder.
Beyond Big Thunder. Okay, so this next one, I'm torn on it. Okay, so it was also announced that a Cars Land, basically, is coming to Magic Kingdom. So this new area will be a build-out of Frontierland and will officially replace Tom Sawyer Island and Rivers of America. So a quote from Disney: Soon, you'll be able to explore the uncharted territory of the great outdoors with an expansion in Frontierland themed around Pixar Animation Studios' Cars. It's time to leave Radiator Springs and head west into exciting new locations. To make way for this completely new frontier, the rivers of America and Tom Sawyer Island will be transformed into vast and rugged terrains for a rally race with some of the world's most iconic racers, end quote. So apparently 2 attractions will be added to this new build-out. According to the announcement, one attraction will invite you on a thrilling rally race through the mountains, as we said already, to, quote, take on the wild terrain as you race across the landscape, climbing mountain trails, dodging geysers, and splashing through mud holes, end quote. The second attraction will be a Cars-themed ride for the entire family. No word on what that might entail yet. Construction is set to begin as soon as 2025. People had some things to say about this, Kale. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. So here's the deal. I'm not completely devastated about Tom Sawyer Island or Rivers of America, and that's not to say that I don't love them. Sure. I understand that, he had this vision, Walt had this vision that Disneyland and Disney World were going to be ever changing, ever growing, ever evolving things, right?
Sure,
nothing was ever going to be permanent. Nothing was, So I'm happy that I've gotten to see them. I'm not devastated that they're going to go. I will say that it just seems like an interesting choice to replace it with Cars. I've never really understood a lot of the hype around Cars. And this seems like a huge expansion for something so one-noted, if that makes sense. I mean, Cars only real niche is that they race, right? And so we're about to build an entire land based off of that, which to me is an interesting choice. I kind of wish that if they were going to get rid of Tom Sawyer Island and Rivers of America, maybe they would have done it with something a little more iconic. But whatever. They don't pay me.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I embrace change. It is what it is. I'm not the biggest fan of Cars. It is a juggernaut for Disney, for sure. Cars Land at Disneyland is absolutely beautiful. DC, is absolutely beautiful. I just don't resonate with Cars necessarily. But that's not why I'm not upset about it. I just don't get it because I'm sure that they'll do a wonderful job. It messes with the timeline of Frontierland.
I will agree with that too. It seems very
I don't get it.
Ill-fitted. Yeah,
I don't get it because Cars is very now, basically. Like and Frontierland traditionally has been set in the past, in
absolutely
the days of Frontierland. So it seems like a weird fit for me.
It's
in that
totally
section.
A weird fit. Yeah,
but here we are. We evolve. We grow. I'm sure it'll be a massive hit, and I'm sure we'll all love it and spend lots of time there. So, what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? I know what I'm gonna do. I'm going to the new Disney Starlight Nighttime Parade at Magic Kingdom. Yes. Magic Kingdom is also set to have a new nighttime parade starting in the summer of 2025. The new parade will be called Disney Starlight. According to Disney, the parade will use the latest cutting-edge technology and follow in the footsteps of the Main Street Electrical Parade. Characters depicted in concept art include the Blue Fairy, Peter Pan and Wendy, Elsa, and the Madrigal family from Encanto.
Very cute. I'm excited about this. The renderings of it look absolutely beautiful.
It does look pretty sick. Yeah, it looks really cool.
I'm excited. I'm obsessed with an updated version of the electrical parade. People loved that. People wanted to come back. And I think that's a smart idea to just bring it back in an elevated way. I think it's just, it makes sense.
I hope they have like a fluorescent Dolly Levi going, before the parade passes by.
I mean, they may as well, because you can hear that song in the daytime.
The entire, I know. It makes me so happy, too.
Okay. It's so gay. So good and so gay. Okay, so rounding out the Magic Kingdom announcements, more details and timing have been given around the Pirates Lounge coming to Adventureland. And by timing, I mean they just said 2025.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do? The lounge will replace the Pirates League. Anyone remember that? I don't really remember that. It was a pirate makeover experience that never really reopened after it closed during the pandemic. It was open for like 13 seconds. Pegleg Pete, a.k.a. the Barker Bird, will return to the Magic Kingdom within this new tavern, and they will serve both food and beverages, though no indication on if they will serve alcohol or just non-alcoholic drinks. Also, no name has been revealed yet. So by more details, I meant that they've confirmed that it's still happening.
Nothing.
I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
They didn't even have any new renderings. I think it was the same picture they showed us last year. So,
so I again, this is not like a critique or anything, because I'm a huge Pirate to the Caribbean fan.
Of course.
But a lot of this stuff, I just don't know how necessary it is.
I mean, I like that they're making changes and tweaks and build-outs here and there. I think it'll be really cool. I don't know. I'm concerned that that's going to be a new thing to like get a fast pass for or whatever.
Same, but also in my head, like when I imagine like similar to what you were talking about with cars, it's hard to imagine that fitting in there, right? I mean, obviously in that area, this next to the Pirates ride would fit in quite nicely, but that is already such a heavy, congested. Everything is so dense because there's not really any empty space. It's just, I don't know. It seems like maybe take a beat from Disneyland Paris.
Just widen the streets. That's the update I want.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. All right, so again, that wraps up Magic Kingdom. We are now heading over to Animal Kingdom. Kale, what do we got? Rare.
More details were announced for the Tropical Americas land coming to Animal Kingdom. We officially know this land will overtake all of Dino Land USA and will be called Pueblo Esperanza, which means Village of Hope, which is ironic to those who hoped Dinosaur would be spared.
That was my little attempt at a joke. And
very well done.
You killed it. But okay,
I loved it. The land will feature at least 3 new attractions. A new Indiana Jones ride will replace Dinosaur. This will be an all-new attraction rather than a full lift and land from the model in Disneyland. However, it's likely the track itself will remain the same. The new story takes place in an ancient Mayan temple where Indiana Jones is researching a story about a mythical creature that lives there. Another attraction will feature Casita from the movie Encanto. The timeline for this ride lines up with the movie itself on the night Antonio gets his gift of communication with animals. No word on exactly what this ride will be, a walkthrough, a trackless ride, a boat ride, who can say? And the third attraction is a carousel. Yep, a merry-go-round. Pueblo Esperanza is set to begin construction this fall. It will happen in phases, and the full land will open in 2027. Ugh,
a merry-go-round.
Yes,
boom.
A merry-go-round. It's going to take them, it takes them 8 years to build a merry-go-round.
What an announcement.
Right.
Indiana Jones, a casita walkthrough, and a merry-go-round.
And I'm Doonies. Yeah,
exactly.
That's right. Outstanding questions for this land. Will it affect the Finding Nemo show, which butts up against the land? And will Disney change the logo for Animal Kingdom, which currently features a lion, an elephant, a dragon, a dinosaur, and what I think is a gazelle?
Who can say?
Who can say? Now that Dino Land is going away, will they remove the dinosaur, or will a dinosaur be included in the Indiana Jones ride somehow? Will they rethink the dragon as well? Which is a salute to the Beastly Kingdom land that was in the original concept for this park.
All good
the
questions.
logo it ain't never had me pressed. I know some of y'all be so pressed about it, but I don't care. I'm for real. People do stay pressed about the Animal Kingdom logo.
I mean, listen,
y'all do.
It is a piece of history. I do. I mean, like, I'm all for
y'all
change.
Stay so pressed about that about that dragon and that logo.
I'm so glad you had that story, which you care nothing about.
y'all be stay impressed about that dragon. They'll be dragging out that dragon. I ain't playing.
I'm going to drag you in a second if you don't back off of this. I am one of those people who's a little bit concerned about it. I think it's just one of those things that if you know, you know, and it's an iconic thing that's happened in the park. And if they remove all semblances of dinosaurs, why keep the dinosaur on it? I don't know. It's weird. It's weird to me. I am excited, however, that the Indiana Jones ride is not just going to be a straight up lift and land from the Disneyland
That'll be
attraction.
cool, yeah.
A whole new adventure is coming our way. So, yeah, very, very exciting. R.I.P. dinosaurs. Yeah, a lot of people are sad about this. It's sad to see it go. But, I mean, it was a necessary change. It was very dated, for sure. I mean, it was dinosaurs, so it was dated millions of years ago. But, you know. Okay, so moving on to, my favorite franchise, Zootopia. Originally teased in 2023's Destination D23 in Orlando, Zootopia Better Zoogether will officially be opening in winter of 2025. I don't know, man. I can't with that name. Zootopia Better Zoogether. It's very Girls 5 Eva. You know what I mean? Do you remember the band in like the early 2000s that were together, and it was
number two, and they made like an MTV movie, and it was horrible.
Well, they were a fake band.
They were a fake band. And they sang, "Say it, don't spray it."
Exactly.
I want the news, not the weather.
100%. 100%. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that name. But so not a ton of info around what the show will be other than an exploration of the biomes within Zootopia. The concept art does look a little like Officer Clawhauser will be the big animatronic in the show, likely replacing where Hopper usually is in its current It's Tough to Be a Bug show. Mm-hmm. I'm excited about this. I think that show is, I mean, it's been around for forever. It's like 30 years old now. That It's Tough to Be a Bug show.
No, it's been
it's pretty wild because I think it opened like just before the movie was actually released. It's Tough to Be, or Bug's Life was released, which is forever ago.
Interesting.
But I think it'll be fun, and the fact that it's coming next year means that they're already heavily into production of it. So no word yet on when they're going to close It's Tough to Be a Bug. That'll be sad to see that go, but more to come. Bye.
For some reason, Disney felt the need to announce that the test track reimagining is still in fact happening. No real news came out of it, no date for opening or additional info on what to expect for the ride, but test track will be reimagined at Epcot.
Yeah. What an announcement.
What an announcement.
Still happening. Okay.
Right.
Thanks, Epcot.
Yeah.
All right. So a bit of a strange announcement for Epcot. Oh, by the way, we're moving on to Epcot now. Strange announcement for Epcot. Yeah. Spaceship Earth is getting a lounge. It will replace the former Siemens VIP lounge above Project Tomorrow, which I literally did not know existed until this very moment.
Same. I also did not know it existed.
Nope. The interior of the lounge will take inspiration from Spaceship Earth with warm colors mixed with metallics and geometric shapes in the furniture. I'm trying to make this exciting. It's just not. And in the lighting fixtures. According to Disney Parks blog, the lounge will be a zen space for families to gather and enjoy refreshments. The new lounge is set to open in 2025. Can we talk for a hot second?
Because let me tell you, this is what I want. I want for Judi Dench to stay the voice of Spaceship Earth, and then I want for the lounge to be the Best Exotic Marigold Hotel.
But is Disney expecting us to just have forgotten that they announced that they were going to be redoing Spaceship Earth
10 years ago? I know.
I remember, you know what's going to make them forget? A lounge.
Listen, do you know that I remember there was like 10 Disney trips in a row where me and the boys were like, we got to get on Spaceship Earth. This is our last time. Yes. Every time, because they would be like, it's closing. Guys, it's closing. We're redoing. And it's still no. But I think she should remain the voice, and we should definitely get the lounge that's themed to the Best Exotic Marigold Hotel.
I can't with this announcement. I'm almost mad that they're like,
because it's silly. It's
look over here. Look over here. It's a lounge. So dumb. All right. Well, and that wrapped up Epcot. Nothing. Really, no announcements for Epcot.
No, nothing. And we are moving on to Hollywood Studios. Hollywood Studios will be the new home to a Monsters, Inc. theme land, where guests will walk through the streets of Monstropolis and get a tour of the Monsters, Inc. factory, which will feature Disney's first suspended coaster, taking you on a thrill ride through the factory and the doors that the monsters use to collect laughter. The land itself looks fairly sizable, according to renderings, with the factory, a few shops, and food locations. No confirmation yet on where this land will land.
Heyo.
Current guesses are in the animation courtyard, replacing the Disney Junior Dance Party, it should, and meet and greets for Star Wars at Star Wars Launch Bay. Or possibly where Rock and Roller Coaster and the Lightning McQueen show is. Or it may overtake Muppets Courtyard. It looks a little too big to be placed where the Incredibles area is, right next to Toy Story Land.
If they replace the Muppets, I am going to burn down Hollywood Studios.
Yeah, only because I feel like there's almost zero representation of the Muppets in Disney parks, and I wish I'd just give them that. You know what I mean? Yes. Give them the show.
Well, I mean,
also,
it's Jim Henson's last project that he ever really worked on, and so it feels weird to just get rid of it.
Yeah, it does.
I don't know. I'm excited about this. I feel like we also. So if you'll go back in the tomes of Gaze to the D history, we talked about an update to Rock and Roller Coaster and that they should maybe make it into a Monsters Inc. roller coaster. And now here we are. We're getting a Monsters Inc. roller coaster. So did we make this happen?
That? Whose idea was that? Adam?
I don't know. Me or Adam? I don't know. It was a while ago.
Adam. It was a while ago. Probably that Adam.
I mean, it's a good idea. I want this. You don't seem excited about Monsters Inc. You're in a mood tonight, I feel like.
Am I?
Yes.
A bad one?
Well, I mean, you tell me. Tell me about Monsters Inc., Kale, and I'll tell you what your mood is like.
I don't think. I think it's like a cool addition. I will say that part of me wishes. I don't know. I hate when I get Galaxy's Edge to me is sort of like everything Star Wars rolled into one, right? Mm-hmm. I kind of wish that I love Toy Story Land. I love the concept of Monstropolis being there. Mm-hmm. I just kind of wish that it was similar to Disneyland and they just sort of had like a Pixar. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
An entire Monstropolis land. That just seems like a lot. Mm. But I don't know.
Yeah. Unless, I mean, there's real possibility that if they do put it in that area, they could connect it all the Pixar stuff.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That's within Hollywood Studios. So they could find a way to do it. But yeah. More to be seen. I'm interested. I'm interested if this is going to revitalize Monsters Inc. too. Are they going to make another? I mean, is more to come from the Monsters Inc. franchises? Who knows?
I hope so.
Who knows? Okay, well, speaking of Star Wars, so there will be new adventures in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Galaxy's Edge at both Disney World and Disneyland will be updating the storyline for the Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run to include. It's going to include a Mandalorian and Grogu adventure. Nothing has been revealed yet as to whether the storyline will be a separate adventure or if it'll be included in the current plot. So here's my little side note about this. I'm going to nerd out for a hot second, Kale. Bear with me. It's not usually something I care too much about, but I'm a little surprised, and some of our Star Wars fans will, I hope, join me in this.
I know what this rant is about to be about. I know.
I'm a little surprised that the Star Wars community isn't commenting on this more because, now it could be wrong, but if they're including the Mandalorian in the current plot for Millennium Falcon, it seems to me that the timeline is not correct. So again, from what I understand, the Mandalorian takes place a few years after Return of the Jedi, but about 20 some years before The Force Awakens. However, for those who were able to get a ticket for the Galactic Star Cruiser, you sort of learn that the Smuggler's Run is a plot point within that story, which takes place within the timeline for the last 3 movies, like The Force Awakens, as does the entirety of Galaxy's Edge in general. So that means having the Mandalorian in Galaxy's Edge at all really doesn't actually make any sense. That being said, I know I just nerded out on that, and people are I don't care, or they
I don't
care
think
deeply.
so. I think consistency is what we want, right? We want no continuity errors, but
I mean, if they're going to claim that it's all one era and then I don't know, muddy the two. That being said, I don't actually care. I think it's all kind of
pretty
fun.
Much, it kind of sounds like you care, but it's. I mean,
I do.
You wrote a novel there, but I will say, I think maybe part of the reason why fans aren't going crazier about this is because I think it's sort of we were so excited to get Smuggler's Run because Galaxy's Edge was so highly anticipated, right? Mm-hmm. And then we got Smuggler's Run, and it was sort of. I was kind of unimpressed with Smuggler's Run, if I'm honest.
Sure.
And I think a lot of people felt that way. And so I think that something like that could easily be overlooked if it were a good ride. Does that make sense?
Fair.
But yeah.
All right. Well, let us know what you think. Are you a fan of this?
I mean, a Big Thunder Mountain has no thunder. Are you going to talk about that?
Okay. Are you just going to talk over me every time I try to say something? That's fine. Continue.
I have very little space actually on Space Mountain. So
wow. Oh Lord. Okay. Well, that wraps up Disney World and gets us into Disneyland. Kale, what do we have over there?
Yep. Tiana's Bayou Adventure at Disneyland received an official opening date of November 15th, 2024. Along with the opening of this attraction, Critter Country will be renamed Bayou Country. Also, the Hungry Bear restaurant will be transformed into a Country Bear-inspired venue. No word yet on if it'll get a new name or if this will just have a rethemed interior and menu. Congrats to Disneyland for getting Tiana's Bayou Adventure.
I mean, we always knew it was happening, but now we have an official opening.
Yeah, now we have an official opening day.
I wonder why it was taking so long. Like, why a full, almost a, well, I guess not a full year, half a year
Californians.
after. Do you want to just turn off Zoom during this whole Disneyland?
Oh my gosh!
Yeah. It's fine. It's fine if you do. Okay. Moving on. So Walt Disney himself will be appearing in Disneyland starting in 2025. Debuting at the Main Street Opera House, Walt Disney, A Magical Life will feature the first ever audio animatronic of Walt Disney. Audiences will hear Walt Disney tell stories from his life using archived recordings. A quote from Josh D'Amaro: "Creating our first Walt figure is an idea that's been whispered in the hallowed halls of Imagineering for years, decades even. We just had to wait for innovation to catch up with our dreams," end quote. So according to Disney, this will be the most lifelike audio animatronic to date. They are pushing the technology forward and using brand new methods to animate Walt's hands and fingers. The new show is not replacing Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln, but after its initial run, the two shows will run in rep with each other. Now, word on the street is that Walt's granddaughter, Joanna Miller, is not pleased with this new attraction, stating, quote, "Mom would be ready to fight. I think it shows a lack of respect for Grandpa," end quote. According to Miller, Walt's daughter, Diane Disney, did not want a Walt Disney audio animatronic made ever, and up until now, the company had respected those wishes. But here we are with a Walt animatronic. So, what are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
Thoughts on this attraction, Kale?
I know that you say I'm in a mood. I'm not. I'm having a great time. I have to say that I'm actually also not a fan of this. I don't know why. Okay. Yeah, for some reason it scares me.
Oh,
I don't know why.
Okay.
I feel like it is something very, very risky. I also will say that I think I completely respect the family and the fact that this is something that they didn't want. So I'm not 100%. I mean, keep in mind, I do not know what negotiations or conversations or anything that took place between, present parties, but I don't know. I worry about this a little bit.
So I do know that the head of the estate for Walt's family, they did sign off on it. And so as of right now, it's only, not, I don't want to say only, but it is the only party right now who's objecting to it is the granddaughter. So, there are family members on both sides who have things to say about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm interested. I have to believe that they're going to take great care and respect over it.
Absolutely. I do too.
But I totally see both sides of this.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, what is up next?
Okay, we have Avatar Land and Disney California Adventure.
Woo!
We now have a bit more information on the new Avatar Land that will be coming to Disney California Adventure. No name or date is set yet, but we do know the new land will be modeled after Avatar: The Way of Water, meaning this new land will differ in aesthetic from Pandora, the world of Avatar in Walt Disney World. The main focal point in this land appears to be giant curved rock formations that kind of look like the skeletal system of a giant whale. The land will also feature at least one new attraction, a boat ride that will take you through Pandora. Disney has not revealed if this will be their main thrill ride, but it's kind of giving Pirates of the Caribbean and Hong Kong Disney vibes.
I'm excited about this.
I am too.
I'm not the biggest Avatar fan in the entire world, but I
do
think
enjoy it.
I'm glad that they're not just like replicating Pandora, the world of Avatar. You know what I mean? It's going to be brand
completely
new stuff.
No, totally. I actually will say I wish that they would do stuff like that more often. Like I get that probably would make me more apt to go. Like I can say that if I went, I would want to see this because it's not identical to our Pandora. Do you get what I'm saying?
Sure. Yeah.
Like that actually I think would be very cool. Like it would be cool. Like what if Tiana's Bayou Adventure in Disneyland was different? You know what I mean?
That's fair. Yeah.
Like if she was doing something different, what is she doing? Let's create a second one real quick.
Different outfits and everything.
Okay. All right. Great.
That's the extent of my imagination.
Very
different
cool.
outfits.
Okay.
It's like Tiana's kitchen adventure instead. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be a boat ride through her new kitchen.
Well, I'm not going to say that because I think she doesn't belong in a kitchen.
That's not what I mean.
So please.
It was her dream. Come on. Okay, so moving on, also coming to Disney California Adventure is the very first ever Coco ride. Concept art indicates the attraction will be a boat ride through the land of the dead. No word on the actual story or timeline, but according to Josh D'Amaro, quote, we're bringing our skeletal cast of characters to life in a big way with the latest audio animatronics technology. These figures will appear in ways that you'll have to experience to believe, end quote. Again, no information was given on where the ride will live within DCA, but construction is set to begin in 2026.
Nice.
You heard it here, folks.
Nice. No,
it's exciting. I love Coco.
I do.
I think
I do too.
It's such a fun
yes,
film.
Absolutely. That wasn't sarcasm. I really think this will be nice.
Yeah,
my gosh,
for sure. I do wonder where it's going to be, though. I'm like, how much land does Disneyland have? I have no idea. Apparently, a lot.
And like all of it's just like not being used right now. What are they doing back there? That's what I want to know. What are they doing back there? What if it's just like old women playing poker or something?
I hope it is.
It would be amazing.
Yeah, it'd be my favorite.
Okay, now we're going to go across the pond to Disneyland Paris.
Oh, okay, that pond.
Yeah.
Bonjour.
First up for Paris, we have final confirmation that the new Frozen theme land will open in 2026. The land's opening will coincide with the renaming of Walt Disney Studios Park to Disney Adventure World, which I'm not crazy about, but anyway.
Fair.
Literally no other details have been given still on what to expect from this land beyond what we already knew, which is that a version of Frozen Ever After will be one of the attractions available.
All right. Fair enough. Again, no information
about this. No info.
Other than it's still happening. Well done.
Still happening.
Well done. Okay, so the soon-to-be newly named Disney Adventure World, which Kale hates, will also include a Lion King Pride Lands themed area. So at its original reveal at D23, the announcement seemed to include just a new Lion King-inspired attraction, but now it appears this will be an entire land with shops, dining experiences, and at least one major attraction. The attraction itself appears to be a flume ride, kind of like Tiana's Bayou Adventure, which takes you on an adventure underneath the centerpiece Pride Rock. Strangely, the internet seems very concerned that this area will be themed after the live-action Lion King, even though it was suggested by Disney that the land will take inspiration from the 1994 animated Lion King. So best guess is that it will be a sort of mix between both of them, with the land itself having a more realistic feel and the characters with more of an animation vibe, which to me, I feel like makes sense. I feel like having a full land with the animated vibe, it feels like a bit overwhelming or something.
I'm not a kid. You know what I mean?
Truly, I think it just feels like it would be too much
totally.
For me.
Sure.
I don't know. No word on official timing for this land or attraction. Thoughts on the Lion King land, Kale?
Oh, I think it'll be sick. Legit.
Yeah,
I've said this before, that Lion King is very underrepresented in the parks, and you said, "Oh, what about this? And what about the show? And what about the?" But I do. Yeah. I think it's very underrepresented in the parks.
Attraction. I mean, I'm surprised there's literally no Lion King attraction necessarily. There's a ton of Lion King shows, and Disneyland Paris loves Lion King.
Oh, sure.
But
what would the attraction be?
Well, we already know what it's going to be. It's going to be a flume-like ride underneath.
Flume-like ride. Whatever. Gosh, I wonder can they fill the love tonight?
There you go. It'll be a Hakuna Matata ride where you eat bugs.
Alrighty. Disneyland Paris and Disney Adventure World will both get new nighttime spectaculars. Disneyland Paris's show is set to premiere in January 2025. No name has been given to this new show, but it will include an all-new soundtrack, projections, fireworks, lighting effects, fountains, and for the first time in Paris, projections and effects down Main Street. As for Disney Adventure World, no information has been given yet, other than plans to premiere the new show in 2026.
So 2 new nighttime shows.
2 new nighttime shows.
We have no idea, and the other one sounds fun. I don't know. It's exciting.
All right. Yes.
So moving on, we have a handful of new Marvel announcements that were made for Avengers campuses around the world. Starting in Disney California Adventure, we learned that Avengers Campus will essentially double in size with the addition of 2 new attractions. The first is Avengers Infinity Defense. This attraction was in the plans 100 years ago, it feels like, when Avengers Campus was very first announced, but we now have a name and some details around the ride. According to Disney Infinity Defense will impact the story of the entire land. Where guests had been in Avengers training, they will now be part of the action. So King Thanos, a version of Thanos in the multiverse that won, has stolen the technology that allows the Avengers to jump across the multiverse. Recruits will fly through the universe and beyond to stop King Thanos, visiting Wakanda and Asgard, among other lands Marvel related. Concept art shows a scene where Thanos is walking through Doctor Strange's newly destroyed Sanctum Sanctorum, which likely makes sense since Doctor Strange's show in Avengers Campus recently closed down. The second new attraction in DCA is the Stark Flight Lab. Here, guests will be part of a test flight simulation in the lab. Sitting in a two-person pod, a robotic arm will lift the pod and simulate different flight patterns. It sounds like the flight patterns may differ, so you could get a different experience on multiple rides. Now, this attraction, to me, looks a lot like the old roller coaster lab in Epcot, if you remember that, where guests could design their own roller coaster and then have a pod and a robotic arm simulate their design.
That was before my time.
Really? I think it closed.
Yeah, I swear.
It only closed like 6 years ago or something like that. I feel like it wasn't that long.
Maybe I just never did it then.
I think so. It was in one of those, like, the side buildings that happen, I don't know, they were called, like, where, like, the tornado alley was, sort of.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So anyways, no word on when these new attractions will open, but according to Disney, construction will start in 2025. And then all the way over at Shanghai Disneyland, a Spider-Man themed coaster was announced. No details around the story or timing were given, although according to potential plans that were uncovered earlier this year, the coaster will likely include both a forward and a reverse launch. And then over at Hong Kong Disneyland, they are also getting a Spider-Man themed attraction. According to the initial drawings, it will likely be a Tower of Terror-like drop ride. Both Spider-Man and Doc Ock are depicted in the drawing, with Spider-Man holding a ride vehicle that fully resembles the Tower of Terror and the Guardians of the Galaxy drop rides. Again, no word on timing for this new attraction. So lots of new Avenger stuff happening around the world.
That is a ton, and I almost fell asleep.
I'm sorry about that.
That's okay.
Wow.
I'm just kidding. So I'll take this this next area since I'm
the only one.
I'm the only. I am
about it.
I've done this before.
Mm-hmm.
So we are heading down the Disney Cruise Line. Ready?
I am.
Disney Cruise Line will be getting 4 new ships. These ships are in addition to the already 5 sailing and the 4 already being built and prepped for release. This will bring the fleet to 13 ships by 2031.
Wild.
It was also announced that the Disney Treasure, ready to set sail later this year, will get a brand new Moana stage show featuring a 15-foot Taka puppet. And the Disney Destiny, which set sail in 2025, will be getting a new Hercules stage show. This show will join 2 other shows on board the ship, the Frozen Musical Spectacular and Disney Sea's The Adventure.
That's a lot of ships, man.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of ships.
I've been on 0 of them, and no current plans to be on one.
Let's do this,
future.
Patrick.
I
Let's
know.
do this, PK. Let's go. Let's do it. I'm serious. Patrick,
same.
Patrick, tell me the date right now. Let's do it. Let's live on the podcast. Let's book.
December.
I'm being completely serious.
39th.
December.
Mm-hmm. What?
Nothing. I just really try to be your friend, and you make it so difficult.
No, I mean, I really want to go. It just never works out for timing, but I need to make it a priority for sure. I think it would be a blast to be on a Disney cruise.
Well, unfortunately, I'm very busy. So,
okay, good talk. Good talk. All right, so that was a lot to get through. That was literally
a lot. We did it.
An hour and a half.
Did you have fun?
Did we though?
I had fun. I enjoyed myself.
No, that's a lot. I mean, so it seems clear. I don't know if I'm speaking out of turn, but that this was a lot of announcements, and it's all it's all in response to Universal, basically, right? And their Epic Universe.
Oh, it totally is. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, because they were announcing things that like aren't really announcements. They were just like, let's throw everything out there, and hopefully people like. I mean, but it's a lot of new, exciting stuff, which is we haven't seen that for a while. So.
No, completely. It's sort of like when I'm making a checklist because I feel like I have a ton of things to do, and then I look at the list and I realize I don't have a ton of things to do, so then I put things on the list I've already done to check them off. That's kind of what Disney did.
You're like, write a list. Oh, done.
Right.
Got that done.
Well,
look at me.
Grab a pen. My God.
Wake up today.
I'm a rocket ship.
I did. I woke up today. Good for me. Anything on this list, this plethora of announcements that we've got through, what sticks out for you as very exciting? What sticks out for you as like, meh, I'm not really excited about that, but here we go.
So I'll start with meh.
Okay, great.
Definitely Cars Land, and I'm not like disappointed or like angry that it's happening. I would just say it's probably the thing I'm looking forward to the least.
Yeah.
But hands down, the thing I'm looking forward to the most is Villains Land at Magic Kingdom. I mean, I am absolutely stoked. I'm not one to like really rush to the park when something new opens. I like to a lot of times like give it time. I could see myself being like, guys, it opens tomorrow. Let's leave. Do you know what I mean? Like let's get there when it that will be very exciting.
Yeah. I'm curious to know what capacity looks like in the parks once Villains Land opens. Like, are they going to just increase capacity so it's going to be even more crowded, or are they going to let the park breathe for a little bit, or
absolutely
or how they're going to react to that? I'm obsessed with the idea of Villains Land, but I'm nervous about what it's going to do to it's already Magic Kingdom to me seems so tight. You know what I mean?
Well, that's even what I was saying, like with the Pirates Lounge. Everything, every place you look, there is something.
Yeah.
And so I completely get it.
Yeah.
I almost sort of wish that, which I understand that this would sort of just be an excuse to make money. Part of me almost wishes that Villains Land was just a land of its own, like a park of its own.
I don't disagree. With
that.
Yeah.
But I get why, it's
for sure. I mean, they can't have another ticketed place to get into.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
That just seems wild. But so for me, I feel like I'll agree with you that Cars Land of the attractions announcements, Cars Land to me seems the least like accessible for me because I just am not a big Cars person.
Absolutely.
However, I will, on the flip side of that, I'm the most curious about how they're going to make this happen.
Very fair.
You know
I think so too. Yeah, I would say yes, absolutely.
Because when you think about it, the thumbprint on Tom Sawyer Island and the rivers, it's not that big. I mean, it's not
at all.
To include
That's what's funny.
Two new attractions seems wild to me. So, are they getting rid of more of Frontierland than they're letting us know about? Or?
I think they have to.
I don't know, man.
Which makes me think like, because that area also is very condensed and very it makes me wonder what construction is going to do to that. Like what does it mean for all the stuff around there and trying to get through it, right?
And then how are they going to connect all of that into like where's the entrance of Villains Land going to be? I'm curious about that whole area specifically. I feel like I'm most excited about is the new the revamp of Dinoland USA into Encanto and into Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
I love Encanto so much, and I love Indiana Jones so much. I think it'll be a really beautiful, really interesting addition to the park.
Sure.
On the flip side of that, I'm sad to see Dinoland USA go. I think it's a legacy area of the park. I know that it's not everyone's favorite thing. It was one of my favorite things. So you know what I mean? It's just one of those things.
No, I get it.
You have to let go of it, and I love the evolution of Disney, and this is all this is it. This whole D23. That's what Disney or Walt's wish was all along, is that this continues to happen. So
of course, agreed.
Man. Well. That was 1 year of everybody's life.
We did it.
We did it. I barely have a voice left.
Gray hair. Yeah.
We're both wildly drunk now at this point.
Smell horrible.
JK. But we want to know what are you all excited about? What are you not excited about?
Tell us your favorites.
Tell us your favorites. What's your rose? What's your
hatreds?
Thorn?
Right. Yeah. Ooh, I love.
Let us know all the tea. How do they get a hold of us, Kale, if they want to talk to us?
You can slide into our Donna Murphys on Instagram at GDTD Podcast or send us an email, info@gazedothed.com. Did you just check my work?
I did.
I saw your face.
It took me a hot second.
You checked my work.
It took me a hot second. I don't know.
Okay.
I just never assume that you're going to get it right, and so I'm usually
right
about that.
I crushed it.
Did you?
I did.
Okay.
All right.
We have different interpretations of the word crushed.
Yes, we do. Hey, Patrick.
I think you wanna do quick D.
Give me the questions. Got something to tell ya.
Obsessed.
We kill it every time.
We need to come up with a new song, though, I feel like.
Yeah, we are Madonna and Britney, though, just age-wise.
Wow, I feel red. I feel red. But you do often juggle knives, so
whoa.
I see it. I see it for you. Okay. Let's just get right into it,
All
because people are like, this episode's already too long.
They are over it. They turned us off.
Quickest D ever. Okay. ADV Parker asks, what is the official snack of GDTD?
It is actually kale. Yeah.
Gross.
It's actually a kale.
You know what? I'm upset with you for using that joke because
I get mad at everybody.
You get so mad.
Listen, if someone references food to my name, I really do lose it. You're not joking.
You lose it.
I really do lose my mind. It makes me so upset.
Are you evolving? Are you getting over it?
I'm not evolving. I'm allowed to do it. I can do whatever I want. You cannot. Okay. No. It does. It makes me so angry when somebody references my name to food.
Yeah. All right.
Like flames.
It's red vines. Red vines are the official snack of GDTD.
Absolutely not. Are you saying you prefer red vines over Twizzlers?
100%.
I cannot with you right now. No, PK.
100%. Because they're a straw. They're like a straw and a candy.
What you drinking? What you drinking through a candy? Nothing. What you trying to drink through a candy? Sprite through a candy. Absolutely not.
Anything.
Minneapolis be wildin'. No.
Water. You can drink anything through a candy straw. I will say the pull apart Twizzlers, I do love those though. Do you know what I'm talking about? The ones that are like Twizzler vines or whatever.
I do. I really just love a classic Twizzler though.
I don't like them. They're just too.
I love them so much.
They get in my teeths. I don't like them.
I love them.
I love the nibs. Do you know what I'm talking about? The Twizzler. Are they? Is it Twizzler brand?
Oh yeah, they're
like the little shorties, the little short ones.
Yeah, and they have like a filling or some type of something in them. No,
I think they're just shorter and more condensed.
Oh, okay.
This is nothing. Like we have not answered your question.
No, but why did you come up with red vine? What an interesting Swedish fish. What on earth?
Swedish fish are delicious, by the way.
Oh, I know. I like them. They're just a random candy.
Oh, okay. All right, fair. The Swedish chef should promote Swedish fish.
He absolutely should.
And let's the
really
GDTD snack.
We have to give him an honest answer.
Okay, the official GDTD snack is we all have different ideas of what a good snack is in the Disney parks, don't we?
It's Dole Whip.
Okay.
I know you don't.
The cheese stands alone.
You don't.
I don't dislike it. It's just
Why did you make me be the cheese?
You know what the GDTD snack is? Coke Zero.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That works.
I love it.
Coke Zero. Because Patrick can't have sugar, so
not after 6.
No,
not after 6 p.m.
That will do it for this episode of Gays Do the D. Thanks for listening. To become a patron of the podcast, visit our website at gaysdothed.com/donate. For a donation of any amount, you can receive exclusive Gays Do the D content and help us continue to bring you the very best Disney news and discussions. Continue the conversation after this episode on Instagram and Twitter at GDTD Podcast. Submit your questions or show ideas to info@gaysdothed.com. Have a great week, everybody. See you real soon.
You're in a mood tonight.